Hello everyone and welcome to our video Risk Management and Position Size. So in this video I'm going to show you how we can manage our risk appropriately so our portfolio doesn't take a big hit once we will incur some losses during the trade sessions. And I will show you how we adjust and how we define our position size depending on that rule of risk management. So every trader incurs losses. That is normal. No one will have a win rate of 100%. And that's not even necessary because what we trade is probabilities. And we know that specific setups in specific environments give us a certain probability of a winning trade. So it's absolutely not necessary to be at a win rate of 100%. The only important thing is that while we know exactly that we will incur some losses on our way, the important thing is that we're not getting wiped out by these losses. We don't want our portfolio to be destroyed just because a few inevitable losses. So this is why we need appropriate risk management, and we need to combine our trading strategy with this risk management. Only the combination of these two basically makes us profitable in the long term. And if we stick to our rules, some losses and even a losing streak of 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes up to 8 or 9 trades will not really hurt us because our portfolio is managed in a way that allows us to have some losses as well. So risk management and the amount of money I'm betting from, or the percentage amount from my portfolio I'm willing to risk, depends on my risk appetite. And there are some common views on that, saying, okay, if I'm risking 1 to 2% of my portfolio, I'm a rather careful trader, which is totally fine. There's no judgment in that. It's just your style and it's just your type of trading. And you need to feel comfortable with whatever you're risking and whatever you're winning. So being a careful trader just means that you're not willing to risk too much of your portfolio, which is totally fine and even necessary. A medium aggressive trader is willing to risk 2 to 3% of his portfolio, and risking more than 3, starting from about 4%, is already seen as pretty aggressive. Why? 4% doesn't sound that much, but just imagine incurring a losing streak of about 8 losses. 8 losses at 4% risk already means that we are risking, or that we basically lost 32% of our entire portfolio. So if we're trading with, let's say, 60K, and our portfolio has the size of 60,000 US dollars, and I am incurring a losing streak, I already lost more than $20,000. And even though we're still not wiped out, even though we still can continue to trade, this makes us nervous. We feel discomfort. We might make bad decisions based on this discomfort and on this feeling. So we don't really want to have that. We always want to be in a position where we know a couple of trades that we lose cannot hurt us at all. And in the long run, over the next 50 trades, 100 trades, 200 trades, we will have a profitable strategy combined with a strong risk management. And this is why we need that. And based on our risk appetite, we can define the position size whenever we enter a trade. Just imagine this trade where I'm taking the breakout of a former local high. Here the black line indicates the local high. I see how the price approaches this level. Actually, we see how the volume increases around this level, which is always a strong sign of people or other traders liking that level. If we see that the volume increases around specific levels, we see that people are interested in that and that the willingness to trade that level increases. This is a good sign because we want to see that our levels work. We want to see that our levels give us a high probability of a winning trade. So in this case, we just saw how price approached the level. We saw how the volume increased in general. It's much higher than on average before. And I wanted to set up the trade. So I set my long tool, which gives me a distance to my stop loss of 2.07%. Accordingly, since I'm doing a 1-hour trade here, my take profit also is away 2.07%. So if I'm having a move, an upwards move of 2.07%, I have a clear winner. I will exit the trade and can book my profits. Same, of course, applies for a losing streak here or a losing trade on the other side. So how do I calculate the position size now? The position size is basically a very simple formula. We take our starting capital in our exercises. We will just work with a very low starting capital of $100. We want to progress slowly and we don't want to be affected by losses. But at the same time, we don't want to be over affected by wins as well. So we just start with a virtual portfolio of $100 and we only risk 1% in each trade, which means in every trade we can only lose $1 and we can only win $1. This is the setup we chose for the training exercises to concentrate on the purposes of the training and not concentrating on your emotions that you might face when you win or lose a lot. So the formula is very simple. You just take the risk, in this case it's $1, and you divide this by the distance to your stop loss. So in our case, in the trade I just showed you, we're willing to risk $1 of our portfolio, which corresponds to 1%, and the stop loss is 2.07% away. So we just divide this 1 by 0.0207, and we get our position size of $48.31, which means that in this case, we will enter a position size in our exchange of $48.31. And if we set up the trade with the stop loss and the take profit exactly the way I showed you on the other slide, we have a setup that allows us to win $1 and only lets us lose $1 if it doesn't work out. And this is what we will do for every single trade now. We set up the trade in TradingView, we define the stop loss, we define the take profit, and corresponding to this setup, we calculate the money, the position size we're willing to risk, and we're entering in the exchange.